Hello. This is Motions Biz again, and it's another day for a video. And to my subscribers, as of today, we are 731 strong. So again, I always want to thank you, especially with your interaction here, sharing comments and sharing nuggets about the business account, about the internal score. And it has been wonderful just sharing ideas and picking brains with you all, because I am learning as well. And just for the past 2 days, I actually learned a lot of things from you guys, from your input on a lot of things that I will be sure to research about. So again, thank you so much for that, and a big shout out to all of you. And for the ones who found this channel for the first time, I just want to welcome you, and let's begin. The video that I will be sharing with you today is about an underrated product that not a lot of people are really talking about. And this is about Navy Federal's certificate pledged loans. And you very well know that there are a lot of videos out there about the pledged loan, but this particular pledged loan is for certificates. So I'm going to discuss that with you today. And at the end, I will give you some nuggets on how to get started with this type of loan, the benefits, and things that you can do to share this with people who need to build their credit. But it will never cost you anything, and it can help someone else as well. But before we proceed, just a little reminder from Motions Biz, and thank you so much for staying with me. Don't go away. We will be talking about this very important certificate pledged loan. I'm aware that a lot of you here are familiar with investments and different portfolios that you carry with you, but I just would want to touch about the basics on certificates. So people like me who are new to this would just have an idea of what they can do and have these options in the future. So just to go over certificates with Navy Federal, specific for Navy Federal, okay? Now, the unique features of certificates. Certificates uniquely offer maturity dates. Certificates require that money be deposited for a specific length of time. When this time is up, the certificate reaches maturity. Withdrawing before the maturity date could result in an early withdrawal penalty, which generally means losing at least a portion of your accrued interest. Higher interest rates. You can receive a higher interest rate with a certificate compared to a standard savings or a money market account, because there is time involved in it. Now, flexibility. Most financial institutions offer a variety of certificate term lengths. So you can use certificates for goals that are anywhere from a few months to a few years away. And certificates are not very good for emergency funds, okay? But it's good for goals with a specific end date. Let's say like a wedding or having a child, or when you're already financed an emergency fund and have additional money to save, or to store large amounts of money that could take advantage of the higher interest rates available on higher principals. When you need the stability and predictability that investments such as stocks can offer. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, like I said, but this kind of things, actually, the compounding, the interest, a lot of people are earning dividends just off of their investments. And I know that a lot of you are already there, but just bear with me. I'm just trying to explain this in a very simple way, so folks who may have encountered this information for the first time, or some folks who may not have considered certificates, would actually take time to look into this as an option for investments and grow their retirement or financial portfolio, because sometimes you'll never know who comes across this kind of videos. And now, just to give you an idea of what types of certificates Navy Federal has, and they have a few, and it's not really complicated when I checked it out. And the standard certificate is the first one. Now, the feature for this is that this certificate is best for individuals who want to earn at a higher dividend rate. These are for individuals who don't need flexible access to savings, and for individuals who are interested in making a single deposit. So the APY is about 0.95%. The term is 3 months to 7 years, and the minimum deposit is $1,000. Now, for the next one, the Easy Start certificate, this is the one I have. It's very simple. It's easy to get started. And this is for individuals who want to save for a specific goal, individuals who want to build good savings habits, and it's for individuals who want the flexibility to add money at any time. And that was the reason why I chose this in addition to my checking and savings, because it is so easy and it does build trust with Navy Fed. Now, the term is 6 to 24 months. The minimum deposit is $50. So this is what I've been talking about, the easy certificates, Easy Start. Now, there is a special Easy Start certificate as well. This is for individuals who want to start saving quickly, individuals who want to take advantage of a special rate up to $3,000, and for individuals who are interested in adding money at any time. The minimum deposit is also $50, and the term is for 12 months. So let's say you just want to save for Christmas. Maybe you want to buy your kid a bike or a computer or whatever. It's just a good way to get started on that, and leave the money there and let it grow, and it builds your profile with Navy Fed. And it's just different when you have that bulk of money at the end of the term, and you have that special savings that you can actually use. Now again, just bear with me on this boring topic, because we are getting to the interesting part of why a certificate pledge loan is a great program to actually use when you have certificates with Navy Federal. So anyway, the Savefirst account, the one that I'm always preaching with the easy certificates, is actually a part of that, because the money that you save in that account actually accrues interest. So just to let you know that. Now, on the Navy Federal website, they have a certificate calculator that you can actually use to determine how much interest you're going to accrue based on your deposit, the amount of your deposit, and the term. So that's going to help you a lot. But like I said, I don't want to bore you with that, okay? I'll try not to make this video very long. But I just got so excited about this certificate pledged loan because nobody is talking about it. But just today, I was on the phone with a rep and was asking questions about this, and it was just very exciting, actually, especially for people who already have certificates with Navy Federal or are considering maybe moving some of your money, especially from, your big high credit card limits with credit cards with high limits. You may want to consider this, take money off of that, and maybe just, use this to as an option, okay? Now, this is the nice and interesting part, because it explains what the Navy Federal Certificate Pledged Loan is all about. So, this program allows you to borrow your own money, and this is specific from your certificate's accounts, okay? You can use the principal in your Navy Federal certificate as collateral on a low interest rate loan. The loan's annual percentage rate, or the APR, is just 2 percentage points higher than the certificate rate. And the certificate continues to earn dividends at the rate at which it was purchased. So, certificates, if you withdraw that amount, you get penalized, okay? You get penalty for that. But when you do it with a pledge certificate loan, a certificate pledge loan, you do not get penalized for that, because you still accrue interest on the money that you borrowed, okay? So eligibility, you must be 18 years or older and be the owner or joint owner of the certificate. The Navy Federal certificates that can be pledged as collateral are the 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 24-month short-term certificates. So, if you have the certificates, the short-term ones, you can use that as collateral for the pledged loan, and you already know the power of the pledged loan. When you pay 90% off and leave that for the remaining balance for the term of the loan, it just really boosts your credit. So anyway, this amount can be 1,000, 10,000, 20, 50, and 100,000 minimum certificates. So all of those that I mentioned qualify for that program. Okay, now the accounts not eligible are the 3-year variable rate certificates. The Easy Start certificates, unfortunately, is not qualified for that. And here are more of the accounts and products that are not eligible for the certificates pledge loan. 3-year variable rate certificates, the Easy Start, the custom club accounts, custodial accounts, all IRA and ESA, the educational accounts. And there's a maximum of 1 loan per certificate. Now here is where it gets interesting. Okay, receiving the funds. You can choose to have the funds deposited into your Navy Federal savings, checking, or money market savings account. Isn't that interesting? You can practically do a lot with this certificate. You already have a certificate that is still accruing interest. You can put that in your money market savings account. And a lot of you, I'm sure, have these great minds that can come up with how you will use that money, okay? So this can be disbursed to you at a Navy Federal branch, mailed to you as a draft. It can be bank wired to another financial institution. So here is where it's even more interesting. For friends and family, you can pledge the funds in your own certificate and co-sign the loan for a friend or a family member who's also a Navy Federal member. Let's say if you want to help their credit, if you want to help build their credit and have that instant and fast trade line, a manufactured trade line that will appear on their credit report in as little as 2 days, because that was how quick my pledge loan got reflected to all the credit bureaus when I did the pledge loan. So you can just imagine if your certificate is, let's say, $20,000 and you use that as the amount that you pledge for that loan, but you paid 90% of it, and then all you have remaining is 10% that you divide into the 12 months where you pledged that loan for. That's the amount of time, and that's a term that you agreed to pay that loan for. So you only have maybe, I would say, a few dollars a month that you will end up paying, but you have a high limit pledge loan that is already 90% paid off and will continue to boost your credit and bring your utilization down. So that's excellent for credit boosting. That was why I was so excited about this, because if you had a lot of amount that you can put into this pledge loan, you already know the power of pledge loan. And there are even influencers like the Radical Marketer who was talking about 100,000 that you can manufacture. That amount is going back to your account, because if you pay the 90% of that, it goes back to the account where you took it from. So it's basically just establishing a credit line that is amazing, and it's an installment loan as well. It's not a revolving account. So that's great for credit mix. And that's why this is pretty exciting for people who already have certificates with Navy Federal. However, if you do this and co-sign a loan for a family member, this can be your child, this can be your brother, this can be your son or your daughter. And like I said, you just need to submit a written consent and fax it over to a number they provided. But the best way to do this would be to call them and ask for the process, and they can definitely guide you with it, or visit a local branch, okay? Now, paying your loan. You can choose to make payments through direct deposit, automatic transfer from checking or savings, Navy Federal Online, a Navy Federal ATM or branch. They just make it so easy. This is what I really like about Navy Fed. Everything is so easy with them. Now, dividends earned on your certificates can be used toward paying your loan. Now, how cool is that? Okay, there's no penalty for paying off your loan early. There is no prepayment penalty. So you can manufacture this loan, as much as you need to. Okay. With that, a lot of questions come to mind. So, of course, I tried to look for the answers I looked for, and the rep actually directed me to this information. Okay, so a certificate pledged loan allows you to borrow 100% of your certificate's principal balance. So that means whatever you put in, you can borrow up to 100% of that. You don't need to, but you can. Now, that is really nice. Now, that's a very, very nice option, okay? Certificate account funds will be on hold until the loan is paid in full. So usually, the term or length of time you have to pay back the loan must be equal to or sooner than when your certificate will mature. So it has to be paid before its maturity date. So if you have a 5-year certificate, you'll need to pay back your loan before the end of 5 years. And it says it's a smart way to borrow. And why? To recap, some of the best reasons a loan secured by savings may be attractive. Your accounts will continue to earn dividends. You'll probably pay less interest. The loan proceeds may be used for various purposes. Your on-time payments can boost your credit score. You don't need a credit check to qualify. Now, that's another great feature of that. Adding a trade line without getting a hard pull, that's amazing. That's a good hack right there. You can even use it to help someone else borrow responsibly. And what is the best way to get started with this loan is to call the numbers that they provided here. You would have the best resource. You can ask away. You can ask a lot more questions. What I provide here is just the tip of the iceberg, and I am sure that people and reps from Navy Federal would be able to elaborate and give you a lot more information and what your options are, and they will give that to you. My thing is, I only kind of tried to shed a little bit of light to this special product that can be very helpful if you know how to use it and you are aware of how it works. So that's my role. And anyway, call that number, ask for more information, and if you have those certificates or are planning to start certificates so you can borrow from them in the future, this is a good time to start. Okay, so until then, thank you, and until my next video.